Everyone, Fox here, doing a little something different from what I usually do on Twitch and YouTube especially. I'm doing a little special thing called a how-to here. So, if you want to know how to play Kirby's Air Ride City Trial Mode for the first time, or if you're unfamiliar with the mechanics of it, I'll show you how, because it's one of my favorite game modes, and I definitely want to share what I got. So, let's get to it. City Trial Mode is one of the free game modes found within Kirby's Air Ride. The goal of City Trial is that it's a timed event where you try to gather as much power-up patches as you can for your ride vehicle within the allotted time. Once it's over, you'll go into a final battle to prove who is the ultimate air rider. When City Trial begins, you'll be immediately sent at a random location on the map. You have open world access to gather as many power-up patches as you can within the allotted time. Most of them are often found in the open or within blue box containers. The more power-ups you get, the better your vehicle will become. But avoid the gray patches, for they will reduce your stats. There are a total of 9 patches you can get within City Trial. For boosts, whenever you let go of your charge ability here, you'll receive a mini turbo. The more you have, the better your propulsion will be. Top speed, of course, increases your maximum velocity. Turning, making it easier to do sharp turns. And charging, which makes it easier to charge up your boost meter, especially for certain vehicles. We also have something for weight classes. We have Glide, which allows your vehicle to become a glider / lightweight, and we have Weight, which makes it much more heavier, but makes it easier to not be knocked around. Last of all, we have the battle stats, which includes offense, defense, and HP. Also hidden throughout the city are random rider vehicles you can swap out at any moment to help better your odds at winning the final battle. But be careful, your rivals can easily destroy those vehicles, forcing you to get a brand new one and waste a lot of precious time. When the time limit is up, you'll be taken to one of several different final events and put your vehicle to the test. Some of these events includes a race to the finish, a battle royale, who has the best distance, or just simply to earn points. How do you prepare for these events? I'll give you some simple tips for you to learn, so that way you know how to get the edge. Number 1. Know your surroundings. It is important to keep in mind where the most populated patches are going to be found within the city limits. For example, the Star Tower in the center always has items if you crash right into it. Also, the volcano area has 2 hidden chambers where items are hidden. The third one, of course, will take it down to the crater itself, but this is an easy way to get early access to items right off the bat. Number 2. Pay attention to the hints. Randomly during City Trial, there will be a stadium prediction. That will give you a clue of what power-ups and rider vehicle you'll need to gain the ultimate edge in the end. For example, the hint displayed here shows that a race will take place, so better grab all that top speed while you can. Number 3. Take advantage of the events. During the course of the game, there will also be distraction events that will take place. Examples include clone items or boxes containing the same items. However, there are certain events that will be worth taking advantage of to get you more power-ups. One example is destroying a giant pillar that appears in the middle of nowhere, and after it's all done, claim the rewards. The castle chamber has some hidden treasures. It's always the same item, and it can be worth it in the end or not. Other major events include finding Tack or battling Dyna Blade. Sometimes these events also includes the Ultimate All patch, which upgrades all your stats in one go. Number 4. What each vehicle is good at. Each ride vehicle during the course of the game has better stats than others in terms of certain events. Here's a little tier list showing what each vehicle is good at. Certain rides are best for races, some are best in the air, and some are best for battles. The ones at the very bottom are often the worst ones to have within the final battles because they have either very poor stats or very difficult handling. And speaking of the best rides, number 5, the legendary rides. During the course of City Trial, there are 2 legendary vehicles that can be obtained during the middle of the battle, the Hydra and the Dragoon. These vehicles have like the best stats within the game of any rider. The Hydra is good at racing, while the Dragoon is good at flying. In order to find these machines, you have to look through red boxes throughout the map. Now, most of these boxes will contain Kirby's popular abilities, but certain boxes within City Trial will contain these special parts. Gather all 3, and legendary rides are yours. Number 6. Attack your opponents. During City Trial, you can wreak havoc on your opponents by using special type of weapons. The best ones to use are often the Gordos, the bombs, and the microphone that can attack a lot of enemies within a certain radius, and these attacks will create the most damage to your opponents. Number 7. Know when to change your vehicle. About halfway during the run of City Trial is when you need to start making some choices. Sometimes you won't receive a stadium prediction, so you are left blind of what may come. The best option is to get a rounded vehicle and balance out your stats. The best choices are often the Warp Star, the Dark Star, or the Wagon Rider. And number 8. The final battles. Once time is up, you'll be taken to your final battle, where you'll be putting your vehicles to the ultimate test. If you're lucky enough to get a stadium prediction, you'll know what event you'll be coming across at the end of City Trial. Here's a list of all the events. First of the race categories is Drag Race, a simple start to finish along a straight narrow course. Do you have the fastest rider to get to the end? Only time will tell. Second in the race category is Single Race. One of the main maps from Kirby's Air Ride's main mode will be used instead, and you'll be going on a 1-lap course from start to finish. Next up are the battle arenas. First we have Kirby Melee. In this mode, you battle against so many Kirby enemies to try to gain as much points as you can within the allotted time limits. But beware, your own rivals can attack you as well, so definitely keep that in mind. The best abilities to use in this mode is the sword and the needle abilities. The second of our battle arenas is Destruction Derby. In this mode, you're trying to destroy your opponents via Mario Kart battle mode to get the most points within the time limits. Some of the best weapons to use in this are the Gordos, the bombs, and the power patches. Another thing about Destruction Derby is that there are multiple battle maps which can be either close range or long range, depending on how big it is. Other air ride events includes distance events, such as High Jump and Air Glider. High Jump is where you try to get the most vertical distance as much as possible, which means going up like a rocket. For Air Glider, you're just essentially trying to gain the most hang time possible within the air before you make your landing. You only have one shot to do this in, and that shot must count. Last of the gliding events is Target Flights. In this event, you send your flyer to a number wall and try to get the most points within 2 turns. The highest number you can get is 100 points, but it's hiding behind a moving door, so be careful. The very final event we have is versus King DDD. In this mode, all 4 players must take on King DDD and be the one to make the final blow. But be careful, King DDD packs a wallop with his hammer, and he will take you out. This final mode is one of the hardest events to accomplish within Kirby's Air Ride. That is everything you need to know about City Trial. Hope you all have a fun time trying it out, because I sure had a blast playing it when it first came out.